Everybody, and welcome to the Crypto Night Show. What a day! It is epic. Woo-hoo-hoo. I mean, it doesn't get as good as this. This is so awesome. Uh, going to be one of the greatest modern days in US history. This day of the beautiful Big Bill. I cannot tell you how incredible this day is. So we're going to break it all down, and hope you guys enjoy the show. It's going to be pretty epic. Getting into all of this good news today, and it bodes well for the future. Particularly, of course, what we care about the most is, I guess the crypto pumping and altcoin season coming with the old banana curve. Don't forget to share the show on X. Just take a second to repost. It really does help a lot. And if you're on any other influencer channels in the Pulse Chain crypto community, don't remember to post as well. It really does help pump your own bags. So get out there, folks. We've got Valiant in the house there. Greetings. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Let's go. And I love the fireworks and the rockets, Valiant. That is very, very true. And looking awesome, right? Looking awesome, awesome, awesome. I don't know. It's probably such a good day. We should probably get a haircut day. I'm overdue for a haircut, as you guys can tell. But yeah, let's get into it, folks. It's going to be a lot of fun without further ado. So get into the chat there, make it lively, and talk about how awesome this is today. So yeah, the one big beautiful bill is being passed in the House. We're going to talk about that in depth. And of course, we're going to talk about God being honored, and that's a big deal. I'm going to talk about that as well. And the golden age of America, the blessings will flow. It's going to be incredible, incredible, incredible. So we're going to break it all down today. So, all right. So without further ado, let's get into it and start off the show, shall we? Start off the show. There we go. We've got Infinite Me. That's not quite Infinite Me, but there we go. We're going to get into it. The big, beautiful bill. That is the topic of today's show. And it doesn't get much better than this, honestly. This is huge. And of course, we're coming up to the 4th of July, are we not? It's the 4th of July here in New Zealand. Of course, New Zealand doesn't celebrate 4th of July specifically because it's not our country's celebration, but the foundation of America, 250 years coming up. I think it's day 249, but it's the 250th year, isn't it? So the celebrations will begin. Pretty epic for that. So exciting times for the United States. So pretty awesome. And let's get into some of the cool stuff that we're coming up. We're going to get into the stock market first of all. And then we're going to break it down, as we go. So the stock market there, S&P 500 and the NASDAQ close at records on job data. So really bullish news coming in there as well. And the video market cap nears $4 trillion. Can you believe it? $4 trillion on the video. We've got the Dow Jones at the moment up 0.77%. Interesting number, that one. Up 344 points to 44,828. So we're not getting too far away from all-time high, are we? So let's go 5 years on that. Look at the Dow Jones. Yeah, are we already pushing the all-time high there? 44. Yeah, I forgot what the number was. 44.9. Yeah, we're pretty close. We're pretty close to it. My goodness. And then S&P 500 already is at all-time highs. Yet we're already pushing higher, and that is up 0.8%, 52 points to 6,279. And the Nasdaq there up 1%, 207 points to 20,600, and that's at a new all-time high as well. So the Dow Jones is pretty much the last one to go from my count, and it is very, very close to do it. Less than 100 points by my count there, so that is huge. What else we got to say? Let's go to the 1 yearly, and let's have a quick look at the Dow Jones on that. I'm just trying to get the exact high there, 45. Yeah, so maybe 200 points. 200 points to go to break in the Dow. We've already broken the record for S&P 500 and NASDAQ, and the Dow is next, right? And so, yeah, big numbers expected moving forward. We know that Mike Lee was expecting 6,600 for the S&P 500, but I don't know. I just feel like everything's going to blow to the upside. Obviously, we've got the midterms next year. That could have a bit of drama, especially if Elon Musk gets in the mix, but maybe he will shy away after all the good stuff that's going to happen in the next 6 months. We'll see how that plays out. The US dollar is at 96.67. And remember, it was 108 when Trump came in, only 5.5, 6 months ago. So that's kind of the play. Looking at commodities, $67.10 on West Texas crude oil, $68.83 on Brent oil per barrel. Pretty mixed results there. Gold at the moment, pretty flat as well at $3,339, and silver at $37, both just down slightly. So that is kind of the play there. And yeah, we've just probably having a bit of a cool off today after the big move, but in the video there, moving up really high. We're seeing a real route of irrational exuberance. stock market is very biased towards optimism. It certainly is, and it's got good reasons. And we've got the big, beautiful bill going through. But there's some basis for belief. I think there's some level of relief because the jobs report was not weak as well. So the economy is staying up, relatively resilient. And I think it's really going to start taking off in the second half of the year with all the stuff that Trump's been doing. Very, very cool indeed. Data showed non-farm payrolls increased by 147,000. Woo! 33% more than 110,000 jobs forecast. So that's a really good move. Unemployment also fell to 4.1%, a better result than 4.3%. So we're not getting this, at least at this stage, this kind of, we did have a negative GDP quarter last quarter, but employment as a measure of the economy is actually holding up very well. There we go. Republicans in the House of Representatives approved Donald Trump's massive tax cut and spending bill. Of course, that is pretty awesome. The legislation will add $3.4 trillion to the nation's debt. However, that's based on the CBO, right? So Trump, that's based on 1.8% economic growth. However, it doesn't include getting to 3-4% growth. Doesn't also include the Doge cuts and other things like that. So, and of course, the tariff, collections that they've been making. So that's also expected to wash out. We could end up actually in surplus, not in this deficit addition that they're talking about, and adding that to the national debt of 37 trillion. So that is the CBO. The CBO has always been wrong pretty much. So let's see where we go from there. I'm on the Trump camp. Trump's economic growth performance in this first term was fantastic. Therefore, we're going to throw out the CBO's budget expectations, and we could end up actually with surplus. So keep a lookout for that. That's where we're heading. That's the golden age of America. That's the big blessings. And so I don't think that's going to come fruition. That's more of business as usual or Democrat world, let's say. Large tax cuts and increased government spending can boost demand in the economy, certainly will do, and this can add inflationary pressure. However, this is what the Democrats would normally argue, but of course, Trump is supply-side president, right? Supply-side president. He's going to stimulate demand, but he's going to do it through lower taxes and, of course, then expand the economy, the supply, and that will keep prices down. This is a big, big deal, folks, and also the way he's reorganizing the world trade. We're not seeing those inflationary flows into the U.S. economy. And, of course, Trump is bringing in over $15 trillion so far into expanding all the latest tech and production capacity, and, of course, diversifying imports as well through all these new trade deals. So things are going to change a lot, folks. You can throw out the old world. The new world is entering the golden age of America. And all these liberal economists who have been wrong for decades are going to be, learning a lesson from Trump and, of course, Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent and all the other awesome geniuses working for him at the moment, steering us into the golden age. So pretty cool. This is kind of where we are at the moment on that. So we're going to get into the actual bill itself and break that down. We've got a few people in that house first just to say hello to. We've got Valiant says PDI to $1. Good to see you, Valiant. And that's definitely on the move, isn't it? The old PDI. We've got Q-Baller in the house there. Morning all. Good to see you, Q-Baller. Hope you're doing well. Wookie is also about to have a BBB soon. Interpretive dance, I don't know. We're Brennan in his house as well. Howdy, Superman and family. Good to see you, Brennan. Hope you're doing well. And Lance Mitchell in the house here. What the heck's up? What the hup is X? Yeah, X is looking very good for pickup right now. With all these whales selling out and redistributing. Chance for everybody to pick up their bags, right? Pick up their bags. Trump won. Yeah, absolutely, Lance. He's definitely winning. And Valiant in the house there. This calls for a big, beautiful beer, says Valiant. I like that one. There's a big, beautiful beer. I have one for us. All right, so let's get into some of the cool celebrations. This only happened a few hours ago, of course. Actually, while I was asleep, but, only a few hours ago. And this is the first one we're going to play out, is the cheer for the Republicans. I was going to show 4 clips, but we're only going to show 2 clips. I don't want, otherwise it will be a much longer expose. But we're just going to do 2 of the 4 speeches, and so I hope you guys enjoy it, including the signing coming up. So this is the first bit of celebration here from the GOP and the cheer.
Good afternoon, everybody. It is noon, right? Listen, 6 months ago to the day, I spoke on the House floor about my optimism for America's future. I was optimistic because the American people gave Republicans a historic opportunity, an opportunity to enact the largest tax cut in American history, to finally secure our borders and unleash American energy, an opportunity to put America first again. Well, I am proud to say, House Republicans, we delivered. And thanks to the work of the House Republican Conference and our president, President Donald J. Trump, Americans have certainty. They will keep more money in their pockets and have.
This is the key part, right? Americans are going to keep more money in their pockets. So we're moving away from socialism and communism and the darkness that brings with the Democrats. We're moving towards people being able to have their own free will, their own choices, deciding where the U.S. economy going and having more in their pocket. So very, very cool move there.
And have the safety and security that they deserve. House Republicans remained unified. No one thought we could do it. Everybody doubted us, didn't they, Mr. Speaker?
So this is very important. So, you know, the Republicans control the House, the Senate, and of course the presidency. And not only that, but GOP has always had a problem with what they call uni-party members, right? These party people have always betrayed the Republicans. They're really basically Democrats in disguise. A lot of them are progressives and globalists type of thinkers. And now we have a party that's actually not only do they control all the executive branch, they basically also and the legislative branch, but they control the obviously the dominance with the judiciary as well. But they actually are unified as a party to actually get these things over the line. Only just, but they did it. They did it. So really exciting times. And of course, this is ushered in, Trump winning again with the biggest piece of legislation moving forward for the golden age of America and economic growth. So it's going to be pretty amazing.
Right? They doubted us, but here we are again. Mr. Whip, what are we, 6-0?
Yeah, nobody in this room doubted us.
No, nobody here doubted us. But we are unified. We delivered on our promises to the American people. No taxes on tip, no taxes on overtime, tax relief to seniors, enhanced child care tax credits, elimination of the death tax, more ICE agents. We're finishing the border wall and funding the Golden Dome. And
So Americans are going to be safer, they're going to be richer, and they're going to enjoy it. It's going to be such a good jubilance. You can see how jubilant the GOP are here. That's going to flow out to the American people, as it already has. Trump's already rising in the polls. Everything that Trump's doing is already making America way, way better. We're moving back to common sense on social policies. Is very exciting times indeed.
And for all the fear-mongering that goes out there from the Democrats, we actually secured Medicaid for those who need it most. Vulnerable Americans, pregnant women, and the disabled. Compared to the Democrats, who would rather give Medicaid to illegal aliens and MS-13 members. Democrats are fear-mongering because they have no vision, no plan, and no leader.
This is where I would differ with her. I think the Democrats are actually a party of evil. Most of the policies that they push are all evil. It's all about control and power and death and oppression. These people are pretty horrendous. We have that here in New Zealand. We have it in Australia. We have it in Canada. We have it in Europe. Most of the West has got this evil forces on the move, and they are destroying our countries. We don't have this wonderful, godly move in the United States. We don't have President Trump, and so we are going to be suffering. The only thing that we're going to be benefiting from is the glow and the benefit of what the Trump administration and America is doing. So, that she was being rather kind. I'm just going to call it as it was. So let's move on.
But guess what? We have a leader, and our leader is President Donald Trump. And lastly, let's not forget that actual fiscal sanity is being restored. Because of our work, the One Big Beautiful Bill Act is headed to the president's desk for signature. And today marks the end of the waste, the fraud, and the abuse of American taxpayers' dollars. It marks the end of higher gas prices, the end.
So let's just pause on that for a moment. So as you guys know, Elon Musk and the Doge went through like a lot of the departments in the United States, like the USAID, and there is so much corruption in that. And of course, the Democrats were exporting their ideologies around the world, their Marxist and their globalist ideologies around the world, and funding it all through USAID and many other of the US departments, just wasting American taxpayer dollars. And of course, using it to control people, right? I mean, it actually ends up in control. And so this was huge, right? Getting rid of all this stuff is absolutely powerful. It's going to create a sense of freedom. We talked about safety and prosperity. Well, it's going to be such freedom flowing from this. It really is going to be powerful. It's very exciting times.
Higher energy costs and higher grocery bills. And because of the One Big Beautiful Bill Act, Joe Biden's border crisis is over.
You know, two things there, right? So inflation's going to be kept down because Trump's going to be expanding the supply, right? Massive investments, massive supply expansions, moving to lower price markets. It's going to be very, very good for consumption. Everybody's been paying high prices under all these progressive liberal Marxists and globalists, right? It's just terrific, the amount you pay for some butter, pay for some eggs, you know, all that sort of stuff. Trump's already started to deal with all that sort of stuff. And this is going to be absolutely amazing during this period of time. So yeah, get excited on the old inflation. And of course, with the border wall, all those criminals coming, murderers and all sorts of stuff. And the Democrats are so evil, they just celebrate them all. They celebrate the criminals. They give the criminals benefits. They just let them flood in, and everyone else gets to be, you know, murdered and killed and abused and robbed and all that sort of stuff. If you see the metrics in New Zealand, it's horrendous. And it's just because we've got the same evil people doing the same evil policies. And because, you know, a big part of our population is supporting them, and you can decide what you think of that, it is pretty horrendous. But our numbers are ridiculously bad. And we used to be one of the most, what they used to call our country, God zone. It's more like becoming hell zone. And it's just because of, you know, evil people. But here in America, you've got the opposite happening. You've got the golden age of America. You got God's blessing coming. It's going to be truly, truly incredible. And we just hope to bask a little bit in the glow, as it were. It's going to be pretty interesting.
Listen, I applaud my colleagues who worked tirelessly. I don't think the speaker and the whip and the leader have slept in days, but they've worked tirelessly to ensure that we actually delivered on our promises. And I thank President Trump for his leadership in getting this bill across the finish line. Without his leadership, none of this would have been possible. His vision, none of this would have been possible. But today, we passed actual transformational legislation that will impact every family. Tomorrow, we celebrate our nation's independence, and we set out to spread the message of this historic achievement. But today, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to celebrate.
So just really a great excitement. This is a massive, massive piece of legislation that's heading to President Trump's desk. It is going to be profound. It's got something like 85% or a lot of the promises that Trump made. And of course, it's going to be absolutely awesome for safety, prosperity, and freedom. It is going to be crazy. We got rid of the Marxists, got rid of the globalists. They're fighting though. Don't believe it. Those are squirming little snakes. They're all going to be always, you know, doing their thing. But man, it is a good day today. A good day. And of course, with the the 249th celebration, entering into the 250th year of America, it's going to be pretty amazing. So with the Independence Day, pretty awesome. So let's get into the next bit. We're going to check out the speaker. And this is our second part here. And of course, this also includes the signing of the big bill in the House. So very, very exciting here. Let's get into that.
And I will tell you, all the leaders I've served.
As before we do that, let's get into a couple of comments, shall we? Let's break it up with a little couple of comments in here. Let's see who else has jumped in here. Valent's got the thumbs up there, looking good. We got Lance in the house. So good to see you, Lance. Big shout out. Beers all around, it seems, in the chat there. Gloria says clamp down. Yeah, it's going to be truly glorious. Johnson and Trump tag team victory to get this over the finish line. Impressive. Yeah, it really is been impressive. And man, it was a lot of hard work there. And Dems are cooked. Yeah, the Dems are cooked. And in fact, the Dems are even going more left, aren't they? Going even more radical. And so some of the cities, it's going to be in trouble. But let's see what happens there. A lot of the globalist agenda was being funded from the US. It was, yeah. And Trump is putting an end to that. So the whole world will benefit. Absolutely valiant. The other thing, of course, is there were a lot of kickbacks. So we should suspect that we will see some of those people be prosecuted if they can prove kickbacks on that. So that's probably something we're probably going to see entering the end of this year, maybe next year. Obviously, it takes a little time to put those cases together. Pam Bondi onto that, no doubt. Send them back, and Dems can join them too. Yes, says Clampdown. Yeah. Over the border, yeah. All right, so that's kind of the play there. Let's play the second part, of course, with the Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson there. Massive victory. And, of course, this is the fourth speaker. I've cut out the other two in the middle just for brevity more than anything.
And I will tell you, all the leaders I've served with, I don't think there's one that held this group together. Complicated majority, narrow majority, narrowest we've ever had. We were down to 2-vote majority at the beginning of this process. And Speaker Mike Johnson never one day wavered on his commitment. Donald Trump absolutely was our closer, and Donald Trump never stopped. Every day was there in the fight. Who do I need to call? What do I need to do? No president more directly engaged. And believe me, tomorrow at the White House, you're going to see a proud president who's ready to deliver on his promise to the American people. But this bill wouldn't be heading over to the White House tonight without the incredible yeoman's unwavering support of Speaker of the House, my dear friend, Mike Johnson, our leader.
Thank you. This is the vote tally card. We're going to frame this one, okay? 218, 214. Listen, I'm not going to give you a long speech. A lot has been said today, and these.
That's how close it was, 218 to 214. I think there were only 2 Republicans, if I remember rightly, that voted no. One of those was expected, and we'll see what happens to the other one, I guess.
A lot has been said today, and these people are exhausted. A couple of us quite literally haven't slept in 2 days, so I'm a danger to myself and others right now. I'm not going to speak off the cuff. I'll just say this. I mean, many of you have asked me this question in the hall over the last couple of days. But when it looked like that we might actually deliver this thing, particularly this morning, how did you know? I mean, what kept you going? Why did you think this was possible? You guys made an audacious plan. You brought the most comprehensive, complicated piece of legislation, probably arguably in the top 2 or 3 in the history of the Congress, with the smallest margin in U.S. history, which we had for a big chunk of the first 100 days. And you put this audacious timeline. You said you were going to pass it out of the House by Memorial Day. I mean, some of you openly laughed at me when I said that back in early February. And then we said we would get it done by July 4th. We beat Memorial Day by 4 days, and we got this one done a day early. I just want to point out, okay?
Schedule and under budget.
So the question was, I mean, why? Why did you do that? Why did you think that was possible? Because it sums up. I would sum it up with one word. It's belief. Okay. We had a vision for what we wanted to do as a group. We believed in the election cycle last fall that we were going to be given this great blessing of unified government, that we would have the White House and the Senate and the House aligned, in alignment, unified government. And we did not want to waste that opportunity because we understand the history that comes along with it, the opportunity that we can do for the country, and we believe that we would have that chance. And then I believe in the people that are standing here behind me. I believe in this group, every single one of them individually. Some of them are more fun to deal with than others, you know. I mean that with the greatest level of respect. I love every single one of my colleagues. Even the ones I got to spend the more time with, right? Because everybody's here, their motive is right, their heart is right. They're trying to do right for their constituents. They're trying to serve the greatest nation in the history of the world that we're going to celebrate tomorrow. We don't take that lightly. I know their hearts, and I know what their skill sets are, and I know what they bring to the table. And I get up every day excited because I know that each of them are going to bring that to the table, and they're going to serve their constituents. You could not have a greater group of public servants than the people standing in this room right here. They will give their all for this country. And man, that's what the framers intended when they put this thing together 249 years ago. This is what it was about. So I believed in this vision. I believed in the group. I believe in America. I believe we have the greatest nation.
They have single-handedly, through Trump, through Mike, and the rest of the team, put back the American dream back on the table, which is what is going to be amazing. So people, they work hard, they find opportunities. Anybody from whatever background in the United States will be able to do some amazing things. So it's going to be pretty incredible moving forward.
I'm going to say this very simply, and everybody here would articulate it in their own way. We had a tough 4 years before this last election cycle. America we're in deep trouble. And we knew that if we won, and we believed we would, we knew that if we got unified government, we'd have to quite literally fix every area of public policy. Everything was an absolute disaster under the Biden-Harris radical, woke, progressive Democrat regime. And we took the best effort that we could in one big, beautiful bill to fix as much of it as we could. And I am so grateful to God that we got that done as we did.
Now, this is very important. So grateful for God. Now, we have godless people run our country, and they are wrecking it. You wouldn't believe the things they're doing. It is just terrific. We saw that with the Democrats and giving, like I said in the title of the video, God being honored. This is profoundly good. The world is full of good versus evil, and it is wonderful to see God put back where God belongs, and the blessings that will flow in the golden age of America are going to be incredible. I think we've already seen many of that flow through so far, where President Trump getting saved by the assassination's bullet by a thin of a hair, and God is looking out. God is intervening here. It is a wonderful time to be back. So very, very exciting.
Because of the dedication, yeah. Lastly, it's no secret, I do believe in God. I believe in that motto that's up that I referenced in the floor speech a little while ago. I believe that is what has made our nation the greatest in the history of the world. And some people shake their heads and they think that's old-fashioned or something. That is a fact. When the framers put this together, they stepped out in faith. They did something that no nation had ever done before. The great statesman, philosopher G.K. Chesterton of Great Britain said, America is the only nation in the world that was founded upon a creed. And he said it's listed with almost theological lucidity or clarity in the nation's birth certificate, the Declaration of Independence. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that we recognize, we boldly proclaim the self-evident truth that our rights do not come from the government, they come from God himself. He's the one that gave us our rights.
And this is the old age battle, right? From the Old Testament and the Bible to the New Testament. And that is, it's you want man's way or do you want God's way? If you get God's way, you're going to get the blessings from God. And this is wonderful. This is how profound this moment is. It's not only is the big, beautiful bill incredible, it's the honoring and positioning of God here is just absolutely incredible. A light will shine and out of the darkness. And here we are. It really is that profound at the moment, what we're seeing happening in the United States. So, yeah, it's going to be pretty cool.
Abraham Lincoln said in the Gettysburg Address, we are dedicated to this proposition, to one nation, under God. A government of the people, by the people, for the people shall not perish from the earth. This is an experiment. It's only 249 years, y'all. That's not a long span of time in human history. It's just a blip on the whole scale of human history. It is up to us to save it. It's up to the duly elected representatives of the people to come here and represent. And it's up to every single one of us, of the people, by the people, for the people, all of us. So you got to be engaged, and we got to pass this along to the next generation. Reagan reminded us, freedom's not inherited in the bloodstream. It's got to be protected. It's got to be fought for. It's got to be taught to the next generation so that they will have the same liberty, opportunity, and security that we have all known and too often take it for granted. So I just want to say, we're going to get to the main event here. We're about to sign this bill and get it over to the White House, okay? some of these men and women have got to go catch flights and stuff. So we're going to sign this real quick, and I'll take a few questions. But I just want to say this: do not take for granted what we have been given. This grand experiment in self-governance. We can preserve it, but we got to do it all together. God bless you. Thanks for being here. Appreciate it.
All right, so now we're going to go to the signing of the actual bill that's going to go to President Trump, which is pretty exciting.
Run it. I want to be the runner. That's the coolest. Zach,
y'all head down. We're gonna head out, Tim. Yeah, back to Iowa tonight. Where that fighter pin?
All right.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click.
All right, so an incredible scene there of the signing, absolutely amazing, and just huge for America. That bill is going to be crazy. It's going to contribute to Trump and, of course, the golden age of America, and, of course, economic growth. So the economic growth is going to deal with the deficits. So, the CBO predictions are going to end up being wrong. And, of course, Trump's going to deliver economic growth, I think, up in that 3-4% mark. It's going to be pretty exciting to see that. So it may be even higher. It could even be higher. We will see. We'll see just how high it will go. And, of course, that will bring in more tax revenue, deal with the federal deficit. They're trying to get the interest rates lower, push that down as well, and also the Doge cuts to squeeze out the costs. They're also trying to shift the public sector, shrink it, and shift it over into the private sector. So these are some of the key things they're doing on that front. On the total government debt, or people's debt of 37 trillion. If they can get into surplus, they'll be able to pay those down just from an income point of view. But they're also going to be looking at asset strategies to pay that down as well. That's something we're going to keep a lookout for moving forward. Obviously, with the trade deals coming up as well, they're going to be dealing with that. That's coming up next, right after President Trump signs this, 4th of July. Then we've got the tax deals being done from the 9th of July. And we've already heard a little bit about Vietnam deal being done, and India being positive as well. A few challenges with Japan, but we're expecting more things to happen there. And we're not expecting an extension. We're expecting a letter to be signed by Trump to most of the countries, probably up to 175 countries. If you haven't got a specialized trade deal, you haven't negotiated one, then you're probably going to get a letter saying this is your price to access the United States in the golden age of America. So that's kind of where we're heading now. It's going to be pretty interesting. So, what else do we have? We've got a couple of comments before we get into the little next article here, as you can see. Valiant now says, now, if we can fix our election system for the midterms, the winning will have no end. And they are definitely working on that. But you're quite right. The Democrats will be up their little tricks in the states that they run. They'll be, the more they get backed in a corner, the worse they'll become, right? That's pretty much it. They'll stoop to even lower lows. Normally, probably the biggest thing they've got is the deep state access, and Trump's trying to shrink that, but they've still got a lot of also process, right? Slow things down, do things in name only, right? We see a lot of universities trying to do that with their woke ideology, right? Just keep the same ideology policies but change the language, tricks like that, right? This is the sort of things that you're up against. Teach your kids, take back your country and teach your kids, absolutely. Kids have been indoctrinated, right, through progressive ideologies when they got control. We've got that here in New Zealand. Unfortunately, they've been extremely effective. First through liberalism, entering into the late 90s with the start of the Friends TV show. That's kind of when it really started flourishing in, and then moving into the progressive era in the 2010s, right? So that's kind of where we've seen this develop. Of course, kids only have a base; they don't have the baseline that we have, right? We have the baseline of we know what was good. They grow up in what is bad, and they get indoctrinated with all the crazy Marxist, socialist, globalist ideologies to hate their countries, hate themselves, all that other stuff. To celebrate depression and death and the rest of the evil things that these guys push. So it's just the way it goes. But today in America, this is the light has been shone. It's going to be pretty exciting moving forward. You got to get excited about that. Sandy Beach in the house there. Love the beaching. Hello, Superman, everybody. Good to see Sandy in the house. Big shout out to her. All right. So yeah, we've got obviously no crypto wins in particular for Trump's big bill, but we know we've got tons of crypto policy going through. We've had the Genesis Act, the Stables Act. We've got that going through for stable coins. We know stable coins going to be a mega theme in crypto. It's also going to be a mega theme for the United States as well, particularly maybe around treasuries with the stable coin boom, right? So that's a big deal. We know that there's more crypto policy coming out. We already had the Bitcoin strategic reserve and the altcoin stockpile. So we have all that, right? We know that on the Bitcoin, they've got budget neutral strategies to try and pick up more Bitcoin. I think they're going to do a lot of other policies in that space as well. We've obviously got the altcoin. They can do a lot of stuff with building the altcoin stockpile. We know that Trump's family around the Liberty Finance and all the other different things that they're doing is all going to be building up a big crypto empire similar to Michael Saylor's strategy, things like that. We know that the corporates are all coming in, even companies like GameStop. And so, yeah, lots of people coming. All the US states are clamoring, or at least a good amount of them are clamoring to get, some of their funds that they can push into Bitcoin. So, there's lots of cool things coming from liquidity. Now, of course, with the tax bill, we got more money in people's pockets. That means more people can go and invest. And if they can get interest rates down, that means people take more risk on, right? So they can also borrow more. They have more in their pocket, and therefore they can go and buy more, right? And we also see that the M2 monetary supply, that's mostly the liquid circulating supply, is at record levels. The US economy is holding up quite resilient, and we're moving into the Trump age of America with the supply side economics and also spurring on demand side. So we're going to be expanding big time. It is going to be truly, truly glorious as moved in. And there's so many good fundamentals. So we're going to get more. We know we're getting more crypto stuff in September, October. So keep a lookout for that too. And that's all going to help, it's head us in the right direction as we move forward. I think there's about 7 or 8 major crypto policies out there that are floating around. So we'll keep a lookout on that. So yeah, that's where we are. And so, yeah, we may not get anything specific, but we know there's massive liquidity boost coming in and maybe risk on for crypto as we move forward here in the golden age of America. That's going to bring us into the crypto line. So should we go full screen for this? I think I've been going full screen. Oh, we'll leave it like this at the moment, shall we? I kind of got used to going big screen, so we'll just go big screen on this. So yeah, we've got current market cap at the moment. Let me zoom in on this a little bit. Is 3.463 trillion. You can see at the top there, we're down 2.9%, but that's over 17,572 coins. Bitcoin at the moment is at 109,600. It did touch 110,000 last night before the signing. And it is currently just down a little bit from that, but it is still up 0.6% for the 24-hour period. And then we've got Ethereum at the moment up 0.9% at 2,588. We've got XRP up 1.2% at $2.26. Number 5 is BNB. It's up 0.5% at $662. Solana is down 0.3%, $152. And what do we got there? Tron number 8 up 0.5%, 28.7 cents. Dogecoin number 9 up 2.3% at 17.2 cents, and then you got Lido sitting there as well. I will mention that ADA is having a good day, up 2.7% there, but still a little bit below, almost $2 billion below Lido there to be able to take number 10 spot back, right? So we'll see how that gets on. Best performer over the last 24 hours has been Doge up 2.3%, number 9. And then over the last week, the best performer has been Solana up 9.3%. So that's the best performer there, not followed pretty closely by Doge and then Ethereum up set around in the 7% mark. So that's our top 10 over the last 24 hours and a week. Over the last top 100 over the last week, we can see that Pudgy Penguins is the first, up 83% on Pudgy Penguins, and it's sitting at number 92 now. So it's had a really great run. We've got Fartcoin, another meme coin. So there's a couple of meme coins. What have we seen recently? Seen a lot of the AI trading coins. We've seen some of the blockchains moving on different days, and we also see these meme coins are starting to move as well. So a few little blues clues for where we're heading with altcoin season. We got Bonk there up 26.1%. So yeah, meme coins crushing it today. And those are sitting at number 81, 83, and 92 in the rankings. And then we have Jupiter up 16.5% and SuChain there up 16% there as well. So both of those making a bit of a move, sitting at 15 and 79 respectively. So those are our top 5. But you can see just below that, we've got Virtuals Protocol, we've got Arbitrum, we've got Quant, we've got Hyperliquid. So we're getting these sort of AI market coins as well as blockchains, right, are on the move. So meme coins, blockchains, AI sort of market makers or decentralized markets and stuff like that is on the move, or centralized markets. So we're all getting that on the move there at the moment. Now let's have a look at top gainers. We've got Bedrock up 60% in the top 1,000. Thara there up 31.7%, and Nobody Sausage, which I think was there yesterday, up 30% as well. So we'll have a quick look at Bedrock. This is kind of a new thing that we've been doing for the last couple of weeks. As you see, this has only been around since 20th of March this year. It had a little bit of a good start as usual. Got down to 4.3 cents. Is now at 12.8 cents. So a nice little gain there in that time frame. So it's a governance framework. So Bedrock DAO is a DAO token, a governance framework for managing decisions within the Bedrock ecosystem. It enables BR token holders to participate in governance by converting BR into VEBR, a voting escrow token. Governance systems include protocol parameters, incentive structures, etc. And that is sitting at number 982. So it's just got into, I guess, the top 1,000, and it is on BSC chain. Let's have a quick look at the website. So interesting, the Bedrock DAO. So they have obviously claimed Bedrock governance there, and they've got a bridge and some alpha there. I'm not sure what the alpha is, but they've got BTC reserves and ETH reserves in there from the looks of it. So cool. Let us know in the chat if you guys got any of that. But yeah, they got looks like 4,600 Bitcoin in reserves, 60,000 ETH in reserves there, and then they got IOTA, I guess, reserves in there as well. So there we go. That is a Bedrock. What's the other one that's on the move? Let's go have a check that out. And that was Thawa. So let's see where that is at ranked at the moment. Number 853. And that hasn't been around long either. 1st of July, so only a few days. And it seems to be moving around there. What's that? Half a penny at the moment. What was it bottomed out at? Bottomed out at 38 hundredths of a penny. So it's had quite a move. Thara tokens can be traded. Let's see what it is on Ethereum. And let's have a look at Thara Finance there. RWA collateralized stablecoin backed by an AI-driven RWA Edge fund. So that's interesting. And it's got how it works and everything in there as well. Tokenizing multi-asset RWA funds. It's got it's basically got a multi-fund asset and then a stable coin backed by this diversification of tokens, I guess. It's got liquid yields and a more resilient real-world value stablecoin versus existing options. So there we go. And it's got AI Confluence engine. Integrates results from AI analysis and CVAR-based quantitative optimization rebalance. Portfolio strategies enables dynamic humanless on-chain adjustments. So it's kind of interesting. Definitely worth a check out on that one. Let's have a look here. So that is sitting at number 853. Keep a lookout for that. Maybe one worth looking at. Given it's moved, sitting at 853, might have a good new protocol there for stablecoin and AI. What else we got trending is Pudgy coins, Bitcoin, and Ronin trending. Interesting Bitcoin trending there, right? So that's the first time we've seen Bitcoin trending there for some time. I don't even remember the last time it was in there, but it's in there today. So Bitcoin making the trending coins along with Pudgy Penguins, the best performer in the last week. All right, so that's pretty much it. 3.46 trillion, down 2.9%, but Bitcoin is holding pretty steady, up 0.6% at 109,600. And I think Bitcoin is just, it's had a good little, just waiting for that next big push. We've had the good news, so I think it's game on from here, right? Hex Freedom in the house there. What do you think of PDI, Superman? Well, PDI is doing its thing, right? So the market talks, and PDI walks. So it's done pretty well. What to get up to half a penny? I think we talked about it yesterday. I think it was the day before, or maybe the last 2 days, in fact. But PDI, on the move. It's got Better Bank coming, and also there's the compound theory, right? So those catalysts out moving it forward, as well as one of the biggest influences in the Polestar community. Good old Somi out there, is the leader of the pack And they got, I don't know if you've seen the little PDI meme dollar coin, but it's got Somi's face on it. I think that's kind of cool. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. Yeah, PDI $1. It's definitely going to go up. I think that's probably the case. Obviously not financial advice when I say these things, but it's definitely looking bullish, isn't it? So yeah, we'll see. What's it, about a 6x or so to the all-time high? So we'll see how that gets on. But yeah, it's one of the biggest communities in Polstring, and a pretty ferocious community as well. So it's likely to do very well on all those sort of fundamentals there. Mr. Rocky's thumbs up on that one, and yeah, PDI to $1 to $1. There we go. All right, so let's move on into Bitcoin chart itself. And here we are. We've been following this strategy, of course, exclusive here on the channel. And who else has been doing it as good as this? No one else, of course. You can go check for yourself. But we've been following the three-legged stool strategy. I was onto it day one. I was onto it nice and early. And here we are, and it's been playing out pretty well. Now, timing's always difficult, right? Because you hear certain things, and then the problem is that we know that Trump's certainly playing things so that he gets the best bang for his buck as well, with what's within his control, right? The big PAX bull he definitely had a super strong influence over it, but of course you just never know whether you're going to get some unusual outcomes, although I did feel very, very confident about where it was going to be, and we got there, 218 votes over 214. We made it, and really everything else is largely, Trump has a lot of control and a lot of influence over it, and it's all good stuff, right? So if it was all bad stuff, we'd go boo, 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 but it's all good stuff. So bring it on. So big tax bill there is signed off. We'll get that to the president. The big celebration there. Can't wait for that. And then we've got the trade deals coming up on the 9th, and we're going to probably have some really bullish stuff. That's all fuel for the fire for the bull market. And yeah, the Trump golden age of America really has begun, right? Really has begun. So yeah, Trump's had to do, we had this volatility, but Trump's had to fix up a lot of problems from the Democrats. I mean, they screwed up everything. It was just horrific with some of the stuff they did. So, it's just a price we've had to pay for, and therefore it's delayed, the big altcoin rally a bit moving in here. But we're still expecting, September into the new year to be very bullish indeed, right? So we've got the trade deals here in July. Then we've got a bit of a gap. We're going to have to, hopefully they're going to, string these along a little bit so that we fill in the news here. And then we've got coming up, we've got the Chinese tariffs, but there's pretty much the deal's been done on that, so I'm not expecting too much to happen there in mid-August. Of course, let me come back here actually. Let me just put this in as well. What do we got here? So we've got the 7th. I've got here in the middle, haven't I? I've missed it here. So let me put it out here. This here is, of course, the end of the SEC versus Richard Hart, right? And so kind of on the wrong chart. I normally put this on a Polstring chart, but SEC final appeal ends, and that is this one here, right? So let's make that orange. So this is the 7th, right? So this is the 7th. I got that on the right place. Got that on the wrong day there. Let's put that in the 7th. So that there is SEC end. So yeah, we've got the big tax bill, 4th of July, US time, which is going to be, I guess, within the next 24 hours. And then we've got the 7th of July. We've got the end of the SEC appeal. And then we've got the, pretty much the 9th. I think I got this on the 8th, but we'll put that on the 9th. And we've got this trade deal here. This is we're going to get all the trade deals start to flow, and probably India in the mix there, and get lettuce in out to everyone else. That's kind of the play there. So we've got really packed full of news right in the days ahead of us. Very, very exciting. And of course we've got the 4th of July, right? The party itself for the 250th year to kick off those celebrations. And then yeah, mid-August there. This is probably not a big deal anymore. The Chinese, now they got a deal. And then interest rates, right? We probably, even though we got an interest rate meeting at the end of July, July the 30th, it's not really a rate meeting, right? So once we flick out of July, we'll probably move into a much higher chance of a rate cut. Last time I saw it was at something like 20-25% or so. But that rate cut would probably not even in August. There's no meeting in August. And so you're looking at September the 17th for the rate cut. This is going to be profound as well because, Trump's dealt with the oil prices, and I suspect that they're going to continue to go down with the expansion of oil production, particularly in the United States and elsewhere, and the world peace that we've got as well. But actually, we need to also get, if that's going to impact and flow through to the physical goods, so all the manufactured good gets made, 89% of the goods, then and of course transport, then interest rates flood through the whole monetary supply, right? So they lower the cost. Federal debt can be refixed at lower prices, and of course everybody, mum and dad, the middle class, the low working class, whoever out there, gets lower interest rates. It helps with their mortgages. It also helps them to borrow more at cheaper prices, and that helps demand boom. And that would be a problem if Trump wasn't, if we didn't have an expansion of supply. But of course, we know Trump is doing a massive expansion of supply, and so we're going to have that supply demand keep inflation down. And this is the exciting part about the way this is all going to play out. So that's going to play there. And of course, if we can lower interest rates, that's the last mile thing. And of course, at the moment, inflation is only about 2.4, 2.5%. The target, of course, is 2%. The federal funds rate is 4.5%. Typically, a good rule of thumb is that it should be 1-to-1. So really, the Federal Reserve should be closer down to 2.5%, something like that. Trump's talked about 1.5 to 2%, but at least 2.5% is probably the play. And so that is, and the differential, I would argue strongly, is politics, right? So Jerome Powell is a Democrat, essentially. They're supposed to be independent, right? But we've already seen him do publications which supports all these radical Democrat policies. And so he's really, probably being spoken to. Who knows who it is? Is it Pelosi or somebody? Who knows? But they are playing games, of course. And, the Democrats don't mind punishing the American people for power and, to get at their enemies. So that's kind of where we are at the moment. So we'll keep a lookout for that with the old rate cuts. But that is, a lot of pressure is mounting. We're probably going to see Powell. I think he's supposed to be leaving May next year, but we might probably see Powell get rolled, and one of Trump's other, members of one of the other presidents get pushed in there, and then a vacant spot open up, and then another one get filled in there. So we're only going to see a few changes there for a pro-growth, Fed chair. But in any case, I mean, Jerome Powell's been doing a bad job anyway. He moved late, then moved very fast. And then, of course, during the election, he did a 1 percentage point decrease. That benefited Kamala and the Democrats, right? That's why he did it. And then now we've even got lower inflation. He's not moving rates down. So you do the math on all that. That's kind of where we are. And of course, that's going to be huge. What does it also mean? Lower costs, but it also means that the market has to seek out riskier, take on more risk to get better returns, right? Because safe assets, the yield on them is going to go down if you get rate cuts, right? So down from 4.5%. And we already see the sort of the bond market, 10-year bonds already signaling that. And so, we could get that. Also, we've got record M2 monetary supply, so more money printing, and we match that with lower interest rates, then all that money's got to go somewhere, right? And it's got to go to higher risk assets that include stock market, commodities, and crypto, right? So that's the play. And so that's where we're going to get this big ultra boom from, right? And that's why we're very excited. So that's pretty cool. On top of that, of course, a lot of people don't realize that economic growth not is it going to be spurred on by this $15 trillion plus investment, which is just going to continue to grow, and very close, I think, a month or so away from reaching record highs in terms of investment. And we're also going to see a lot of this deregulation and leverage. These are policies that are going to happen incrementally through the Trump administration, just unleash American potential as well. It's going to be pretty cool. Trump's going to deal with the budget deficit. He's going to deal with the budget with the debt. He's going to use both the balance sheet and the income statement to do that. And that balance sheet part is really quite novel and not really been done. He's going to be, doing surveys. They've already done survey of the Gulf of America. They're going to be doing all that stuff and then trying to tap out to everything. What is in the Gulf of America that they can produce, gas, oil, things like that. What are rare earths? Who knows? What can they get on the East Coast, the West Coast? What can they do below ground, above ground? They're going through the whole American balance sheet, and they're going to try and leverage that into massive potential. That's why I said, we could be hitting not only 3 or 4% growth, but maybe even by the end of Trump's presidency, 5-6% growth or more. Basically what China used to get back in the old day, subject to their accounting, and it could be huge. Not in addition to that, we may see things continue to move in Alaska with the big ANWR. Of course, that field's arguably could be as big, if not bigger, than Saudi Arabia, which is the biggest oil producer in the world. And then we also, there's still a lot of proving up to go there, but that's looking very good potential. And then we've also got obviously potential expansion of America, not just America, but what we call the Greater America, right? This could be including maybe Alberta succeeding their state in Canada, which would be a huge thing, right? Because that's where a lot of the oil and gas and other minerals are. And of course, it's very conservative, maybe 65, maybe even 7% conservative up there. So that could be something that happens. And of course, that would break a Canada apart, right? And they'd become part of America. They'd also get a freebie from the Golden Dome, which is going to be this nuclear protection. Yeah, it's going to be pretty crazy. And then of course, we've also got Greenland, right, in the mix as well. Could become part of Greater America. And I think both of those parts would be quite happily integrated into America without causing too much cultural issues as well. It's who knows what else is on the board there. But yeah, by the time we get to the end of next year, 26, we obviously got the midterms. The midterms are kind of the wild card there. Hopefully, we'll have cleaner elections, and we'll also see what happens with Elon Musk and his party that he may or may not decide to do. We'll see how it goes. So we will have a bit of drama there from that side of things. And then we've got Macy huge things landing. And maybe we'll have that Mars landing in early 27 if Elon Musk can keep his Starship program online or on the timeline, and that we could see Optimus robots landing on Mars by early 2027. The golden age of America would truly look incredible. Pretty exciting where we could be heading here. In terms of the bull market, though, we're looking at just this whole second half of the year is going to be glorious. It's going to be glorious. And Richard Hart will also be looking at those interest rate cuts there. And of course, we may get a gold mode candle at any time. We've obviously had some big whales selling on the chain. We'll see how that dissipates, and we'll get some maybe gold mode candles in the future. What do you say, Richard? Or is Richard here? I don't know. Richard, what do you reckon? We may get Richard Hart back at some stage. Let's see. I don't know. What do you guys reckon? Richard, do you reckon? Yeah, I think so.
You could get a God candle at any moment. You could get a giant green candle.
Pretty exciting
at any
stuff,
moment,
isn't it? Pretty
exciting. It's easier to get them because it takes less economic energy because there's less of it for sale.
There we go. I could get
you could get a God candle at any moment.
Good.
You could get a giant green candle at any moment because it's easier to get them because it takes less economic energy because there's less of it for sale.
Yep, and look, it's always possible. You never know. We may get it on the big tax bill. On the SEC final appeal. That's on the 7th, right? We may get it on the interest rate cut here in the 17th of September. And the 7th of September is a big month. A lot of people calling September for a big rally in altcoins. So we'll see how we get on. And of course, the 4-year cycle playing out also by the end of December, right? 26. So we'll keep a lookout for that, folks. It's going to be pretty interesting as we move forward. But that is where we're playing out, and so far so good, I think, for the most part. And we've currently got Bitcoin itself. We've got the 200-day at 95,000. We've got the 50-day at 104,790, and we're really just getting ready, I think, for the next push higher, right? Which will be up, in the 10, 120, 130 range, heading towards that 150, etc. as we move forward into the rest of the year. It's going to be truly glorious, I think. Now, let's have a look at Ethereum, because we know Ethereum is getting closer to the golden cross. So we'll have a quick look at that. And we're getting very close, guys. We are sitting, the 50 in yellow is the 50-day moving average at 2,446, and the 200-day is at 2,472. We've got, $26, something like that, $28 difference. So, $26 difference between there at the moment. So we're getting very close. And this Ethereum could re-rate very, very fast indeed. This green line, of course, is the magic carpet ride, or the pulse chain strategic reserve of Ethereum, 171 ETH there, and that is our target, right? And we could hit that. We could get there within 3 or 4 days. I kid you not. It's pretty exciting how fast we can get there. It would require 46% re-rate in the Ethereum price. That would get us back to 3,775. Now, definitely, we've got a good move that we could make to 2,900 before we do that push. But look, we've had it here before. Look at that move back here at lower prices, of course. But we had that within 3 days. We did 42% inside 3 days. So we could easily, get pretty close to that pulse chain strategic reserve. So from the strategic reserve, of course, we wouldn't expect anything really to happen with that on pulse chain until we get close to that, and that's just break even. Obviously, if you're thinking about Ethereum going to $10,000, for example, during the cycle or whatever you think it's going to go, then you're really not going to probably use too much of that as you go, right? Because you're going to be able to triple that, and then you got to kind of climb the top, or at least a DCA out of that, and if you're going to use that for buying potential. Of course, there's the theories around collateralization, not only with the Ethereum, but also with all the OA sacrifice coins and PulseX, etc. So there's lots of different things that could play out on that front, including, of course, potentially forking a wallet and other things like that Richard may have up his sleeve. So leverage and all that sort of stuff, lending platforms, so all that sort of things could go on there. We shall see where he heads there with that. All right, so, and of course, marketing is starting, right? Marketing with the big electronic devices and container ships. That's been something that Richard's started to move for. We've already seen him earlier in the year thin out the liquidity pools, so that could be pretty exciting. So we've got lots of cool things happening on the Ethereum chart, though. Could have this golden cross and a massive re-rate very, very quickly and get back on, get back on the pump ship for Pulse Chain, which leads us into, I guess, Pulse Chain, yeah? So that is pretty close. We're pretty close to it. And of course, their Pulse Chain. What day we got? We got day 784. Got a couple of comments in the chat there. Richard DM me and said we're still on, says Brennan. Nice one. I like that. We're almost there, guys, says Yellowtail. I like that too. Hey, Blair's in the house as well. Hi, good to see you, Blair. Valiant says Hyperloop still in play, says Valiant there. Indeed. Would agree with that. Last half of the year. Let's see. Yeah. And look, it's only the rave is paved in gold for the rest of the year, in my view. There's leaves really. I guess we're expecting some good. We've had non-stop peace deals geopolitically. Obviously, they've still got a few little issues out there, and it looks like we're getting some progress on the Ukraine-Russia issue. So really, the only wild card out there will be China-Taiwan. Of course, we've just seen a trade deal done with that, so presumably that's going to help settle things down there. So question mark. All right, what's that? Valiant says Hex months behind us and Hex month ahead of us for this year, says Valiant. All right, so yeah, day 784. So Pulse Chain here is at quadruple 0241, up 2.4%. So it's slightly green, not double digits, but we'll take it. PulseX, on the other hand, is down 1.9%, quadruple 0186, and the ratio is sitting at 0.75. So one PulseX is worth 0.75 pulse at the moment. It's still holding that mega uptrend, but definitely had got challenged recently by that big PulseX whale that had been, selling and bridging over Pulse over to Ethereum and then dumping it all into ETH, which is what the whale's been doing, right? Millions of dollars. Well, I think it may have run out of stuff at the time being. I haven't seen anything about that yet at the moment. We got the total buy and burn is at 7.33%, so it's slowly creeping up even during these down times. Obviously, the buy and burn there, 7.33% of supply has been burned. Incentive token there is up 1%, $1.51. And Hex there is at 5,200 the penny, down 1.5%. EHEX at 1,700 the penny, holding yesterday's price pretty much. So only Pulse PHEX is down a little bit. The market's pretty flat at the moment. We always possibly move a day later. So maybe over the next 24 hours, we might see a bit of a run. And hopefully we'll have a green weekend rather than a red weekend on a Sunday. Of course, Sunday US time, when it's normally a lazy day, it's a Monday for us down under here. Maybe we might get a green weekend. We'll see. We've certainly got all the bullish news. Trump's going to have the big signing on the 4th of July. That's all bullish. So let's see if the market likes that on crypto over the weekend. And of course, we've got one more day left of the stock market for tomorrow's results, right? So we'll keep track on that as well. Not sure what economic news is out tomorrow because I haven't checked, but we'll see how that plays out. Everything's going pretty damn good right now. All right, so let's have a look at the gas prices. We've got 1.4 million beats, so 1 cent for a PulseX swap at the moment. And Valid is at the moment 50,455, pretty similar to yesterday, I think. I think it's pretty similar. And then the bridge, of course, which we've been closely tracking, is at 82.8 million. So I think we're at 82.2 yields at yesterday. So we're at, was that right? Yeah, and we're at 82.8. So I think we're up slightly there. Obviously, our die's gone up, hasn't it? Our die has gone up. I got a snapshot 2 days ago, didn't I? Let's go check that. what day was this? Yeah, 3rd, and what day we're on, the 4th. So actually, I did it yesterday. Then I did it yesterday. I thought I did it the day before. Yesterday, maybe that's weird. I thought it was, yeah. Anyway, it says yesterday on my snapshot here. So we're at 17.6 million DAI. We're now at 18 million. So we're up, 370,000 DAI approximately. So that's good news, guys. That's good news. ETH was 6745. We're now at 6890. Woohoo, guys! Everything's heading in the right direction. Woohoo! So we're at 17.3 now, at 17.8. So yeah, our DAI and ETH is coming back. That's worthy of celebration, guys. That's really good. USDC 12 was 14.25 million. We're now at 14.4 million. Woohoo! So all the main stables are all up. That is fantastic news. EHEX is down a little bit, of course, even though the price is showing that it's actually stable yesterday. But we've got Coast is the same, and our USDT is up about 29,000. So we've got a little bit of increase there, and Bitcoin's up about 18,000. So good news. Woohoo! I didn't even know that. I just did that live. We did it live. Our stables are all back up. We're in the ETH as well. That is great news, guys. That is great news indeed. So very, very good. And of course, as you guys know, exclusive to the Crypto Night Show, we have got the bridge update, right? So the bridge update, this is updated to about an hour and 10 minutes ago, and 20 minutes just before the midday on my time. But look at the bridge. Woohoo! So we're down massive, man. We're down at $4.7 million down. These are timestamp values. They're not dynamic prices, right? So just at every hour, there's got a timestamp value. So the prices changed between all this period, right? This is the last sort of 23 days, I think it is. So the 9th to the 3rd, actually. So it's the 3rd now, but I haven't updated that. The beginning of the 3rd, so not too much into it. Well, halfway through the 3rd, let's say. That's at about 23 days, let's say, all the way from when we started tracking. So, and unfortunately, we've only been in a downtrend largely since then. And of course, we had the Iran issue, right? This is all the Iran issue back here, where we started driving down and the big whales splashing. And we've had more whales, right? See, there's big whales, wicks down, despite having green candles. But look, over the last sort of 12 or so hours, we've had green candles, woohoo, and they've outdone the red candles. So we had more money coming in than going out, woohoo! And we see that across the board for DAI, USDC, everything is really looking good. Confidence, can we get this reversal right? We got the confidence from the big bill. Asset prices were really low. We had the whales go out. I think that whale may have finished. Let's fingers crossed. I don't know whether I think it might be the other one that's got the big account, so they may have still $10 million left or something, but we'll see on that one. And so here we are down at 3.6 million. So look at that. We went from 4.7, and we're down 3.6. So we're heading in the right direction. That's a major move. That's almost a 1.1 million move on this here. So heading in the right. That's what we want to see, and we want to see this continue. And then, of course, over the next week, and then we want to go positive, right? Get positive. That's where we got more cash coming in than had been leaving over this period of time. So yeah, pretty exciting. That is the move. So good news there. That is really good. So everything on the move there, looking good. Brennan's in the house there. Woohoo! Getting excited. We've got Valen as well. Big, beautiful bridge. Yeah, you like that? I love that. That is awesome, dude. That is awesome. I'm going to do something special for that. I'm going to do something. I think I got it. Have I got it here? I thought I did. I've got to do it. You guys give me a bit of time. I got to do this because that was such a good one. Big, beautiful bridge. That's awesome. Let me see here. We got, have I got it? I don't know. I think I got it on another screen. That's why. I think it's on another screen, but let me see if I can bring this in. Let's see whether that, let's see if I can add that in. I don't know what it's going to look like. So we're doing it live. We're doing it live. I always get nervous when I try to do something live. Let's go. Bam. That work? I don't know where it is. Where did I put it? I don't know if it's showing. It's not showing. Where is it? It's not showing. It is showing. It is showing. Yeah. That's new, guys. That is so good. And a big shout out there to Valiant. I got to put some. Did you see the sound effects? Did you like that? That's something new to the Crypto Night Show, man. We are taking it next level. I got more stuff coming. But that is pretty cool. Yeah. It's pretty exciting. Now I was going to play something else. Let me see here. Yeah, Magical Twinkle, that's deserving of that. So very, very cool. We're going to do it one more time because that was an awesome comment. The big, beautiful bridge. Let's do it one more time because that was so much fun. Let's go. Bam. All right, let's try that one more time. It was delayed on this side, on the studio side. Let's see if it comes up there on the channel. Not sure what's happening there, but we'll see. Settings. So let's go. Bam. All right. Yeah. Gotta love that. Gotta love that. So that is cool stuff. Look at that. It looks great. Yeah, it's like buzzing. We're buzzing, man. We're buzzing. You got to laugh about that. You do have to laugh about that. That's awesome stuff. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. That was pretty exciting. Yeah, we got lots more stuff coming in the future. So stay tuned. Right. So let's get into it. We've got the big beautiful bridge, so we'll move on from there. So that is pretty much it. So good news, guys. We're up on DAI, up on ETH, up on USDC, up on USD Tether. This is awesome. We're heading in the right direction. The bridge is moving back in the right direction. Let's go. And of course, check out the market volume. So we're at $24.6 million. We have got some movers today. We haven't got this euphoria in the market yet, but we're keeping a lookout for that. Hey, Brian, good to see you, Brian. And I'm loving that star of yours, of course. One of the longest members of the channel, and top 3, I think, is Brian, with the fireworks there looking good. Now, we got Cabcat, garbage, only been around for 7 hours. That is a small little retail play at the moment, 34K volume, though, over 11K, and that is up at the moment. We've got Aave is at 31 cents, and this is a fork, of course, from Ethereum, 31 cents, and that's on the move, 26 cents. We looked at this briefly yesterday as well, and I'm not sure on the first live stream and the second live stream I did yesterday. We got Atropa DAI on the move at 21%, 14 cents. RSI oversold up 21% as well. We got Love.io up 20%. We got Die Hard here on the back of PDAI, right? Is up 18.2%. We got PDAI Besties also moving up 15%. So the old PDAI family tokens are all on the move. And of course, probably not surprising that Aave is as well, right up the top here. We got Teddy Bear as well. Remember that Better Bank is coming. It's going to be a modified fork of Aave, and it's going to benefit PDAI as well as Pulse and Pulsix. And we got Your Mum, obviously moving. Teddy Bear from James and Maria on the move, up 12%. Also matched with PDAI peers, right? So rematched there. And we got Staked ETH, also one of the fork coins as well. Up 11.8%. BFF, one of the OG WebChef ones, I believe, is up 10%. And then we got DAI, right? Pump Tires DAI. So all the DAIs are on the move. Look at that. We've got Die Hard, PDAI Besties, which is relatively new, and Pump DAI up 8.8%. So those are all on the move as well. In fact, I don't think I have Pulse. I don't think I have PDAI up there. So we're going to go Pulse Coin List and bring that up. And we've got PDAI at the moment. Yeah, big power move on PDAI on the back, I guess, on the back of the big bull. And it has pushed up to 55/100th of a penny on the old PDAI. So congratulations on that. If you haven't joined our strategy club, you should really join. That's all I'm going to say. It is links in the video description. $35 a month. Fantastic value, folks. Join up today and become part of our exclusive Discord. You would have picked up the bottom of PDAI if you'd been in our strategy club, in our chat at the time. You would have picked up the bottom. So there we go. Join up today. 55/100th of a penny. Just getting a bit hot on RSI. We're up at 82. So just note that on the daily. Let's have a look at the 4 hourly though. 4 hourly, we're definitely hot on the 4 hourly, up at 80 as well. But the price is still pushing higher at 55/100th of a penny. And of course, the upside potential is pretty huge on the weekly. Let's have a look at the weekly there, the weekly time frame. We've got plenty of room to move, right? Plenty of room to move. We've just gone over 50. So looking pretty confident that this has the potential to move back to at least the all-time highs, which were 3.3 cents, 3.5 cents, let's say. Let's just do a bit of rounding. This is on the weekly candles, by the way. There's the weekly candles. So game on. Yeah. So we were here. We were in our strategy club or strategy chat there, watching this on this weekday here. Good old time there, and picked up some Nice little bundles of PDI there in the community. So join up the strategy club. That's the thing. Get access to the top 10, get monthly reports, get regular updates, and have strategy discussions. We've pretty much witnessed everything on Pulse Chain. As you guys know, really the only large significant streamer that does daily shows and have done so for 6 years, particularly since Pulse Chain's been launching. We've, in fact, I'm the exclusively the only one that's covered all the project launches. So you're in the right place to be, right? It's a good place to be. Let's go. PDI says Clampdown. Absolutely. We've got a bigger shout out there to Brian and Brennan from Sandy Beach. Yeah, lots of love going on there in the chat there. Right, so that is looking pretty good on PDI. And what else? So all the PDI coins are on the move. Teddy Bear's on the move as well from James Maria. What else we got? PDC the Greys making some showcase in the top 20, 7.734%. Remember from OG WebChef up 6.7%, BFF up 6.6%, 9mm DEX, which is the second biggest DEX, right? That is sitting at number 25. Let's see what volume it's doing at the moment. It is doing a 1.2 million volume, so obviously increased with the market there. Very, very cool. By comparison, 9-inch is doing 300K, so that's a big move for 9-inch. They've been doing about 120K, so it's up at 300K at the moment, and that's mostly driven by SolidX and 9-inch. Actually, SolidX is really the key driver there. And then 9mm, what's the key driver here for volume? PulseX and Coast, PulseX and Hex. So the core Richard coins and Coast stablecoin, really what's moving that at the moment. So let's go back to our charts here. I think we're up at number 25. Were we not? 9mm sitting there up 6%. So, as things get more bullish, these DEXs are going to get revalued, right? Because everything on them gets more valuable. And that's what one of the mega things that you typically see. Finvesta, the parent of all the OG WebChef there, up 4.7%. BBC token there, the incentive token for 9-inch is up 4% as well. TFC, the relatively new 4 months, is up 4%. UFO as well, paired with PDC, is up 4% also. So yeah, and of course, as you guys know, PDC is in my Magnificent Seven, right? Richard Hart 4 coins plus SolidX and a PDC and Soul token there from Sun Minimal. Most Wanted and Lady Gaga making in the top 35. They're both up about 3%. Firewall there related to SolidX is up 2.8%. We're still waiting for the news. I suggest to you the timing is going to be pretty important for that. Firewall will be looking for the right sentiment, no doubt, in the markets, and obviously waiting for that casino license. I don't know if he's got that yet, but it was definitely around this time that we were expecting for him to get that. So he announced that several months ago, and it was going to take a few months. So there we go. Gas station at the moment, OG WebChef again, 2.6%. Treasury bill, Reserve Tay there is up 2.6%. Most Wanted, another pump tires, a Richard Hart one. Of course, sitting at number 35 and 39 on the pairs. We got Pulse Puppy at number 41, up 1.8%. 9-inch, which has got BBC's all the way up here at number 28, but 9-inch is down here, the third biggest DEX, sitting at 1.85%. Now, I'm excluding the PH Universe ecosystem, which we haven't really covered for some time. That's got 4 different protocols, a fork of Aave, a fork of Balancer, etc. And we haven't talked about it, but sometime we should probably do that. They're getting a little neglected here because we're always doing Deck Screener. Number 43 is one of the Magnificent Seven, right? There's Sun Minimal sitting at 7.3 cents at the moment, up 1.8%. We did see some more corporate buying and burning. In fact, they're kind of the principal pusher of the price these days, given the fact that retail book has, we're still waiting for that rally on there again. And of course, all the upgrades to the wallet on Pulse on Sun Minimal, where the customers will start buying for a discount SOAR tokens, right? But we did see some buying, and we have seen a little bit of burning. In fact, I'm probably going to put that on Discord, but here's the last buy. This is the last corporate buy here. So that was 16 hours ago. That's about $11,000 a time. So they're pretty consistent with their pattern, and they did 11,000. That pushed the price from 7,200 at the time all the way up to 7,600 of a penny, or 70.6 cents, let's say. So yeah, I was expecting they might have done a double buy, right? But they did that the day before. They did a double buy, but they didn't do it yesterday. Or today, I should say. It's still in the last 24-hour time frame. They did it the day before. They did a double buy of 11 grand. That really gets things going. So yeah, they're really, it's the influence over the charts quite, so there's a day and 15 hours ago, so it's a whole day later, and there's a 11K buy in there as well. They're burning the stuff, right? And then of course, just about an hour earlier than that, they did a first buy. So there was a double buy yesterday and only a single buy today, which was pretty interesting. Will we see what we see tonight? Will we see a double buy, given the fact that the market's here? You got to remember, they've got, probably, my guesstimate is they're sitting on, let's say, just off the top of my head, maybe about $8 million or more in the kitty for the buy and burn, and so probably around about that. They're only doing 20K, 11K at the moment, so there's lots of money there sitting ready to buy this thing up. So, but of course they'll be taking into account the price of the chart, because obviously the lower the price, the more burns, all that sort of stuff. They've obviously got lots of other things going on there, so we'll keep a track of that on the old Sunday minimum. Number 45, we've got X sitting up there, 1%. So we've got quite a few that are in the green slightly. We've got Solid X, of course, the one that we're talking about, also a Magnificent 7. That's at $8.32 at the moment. That's up 0.5%. And then we've got a few of the other popular ones, obviously, from Vesta, the parent of the OGs there, $14.65, up slightly. GoPulse sitting at 11 cents at the moment. And then Solid X, of course, $8.32. And then Teddy Bear sitting at number 53 at 1600th of a penny, up 0.6%. We got liquid loans up slightly, and just a fraction of a percent, and time dividend as well at number 56, up slightly there as well. Ink Dollar there from Fast Abdul. He's in it there for the tech, and then that's pretty much it. Top 50, 57, pretty much, or 58 in the green there with Hex. Everything else is just slightly down, as you can see in the top 100. But that is pretty much where we are at the moment. We got some pretty popular ones down there. We got Surf Token at number 94, down 6.6% there at the moment. Sparta down 6.6% there as well. There's some pretty popular tokens there sitting at the bottom today. But of course, always a good time to pick up a bit more of that. Well, they're a little bit cheaper than some of the other ones there on the move. Yeah, but let's have a quick look at Aave, shall we? That's also on the move, and we're going to go to Pulse there. Look at that chart. Good times, rock and roll. Don't you love crypto? Well, you love it when it goes up, right? You love it when it goes up. You hate it when it goes down, unless you're buying, of course. Then you go, yeah, buying cheap. All right, we're 138% on the move, sitting at 30 cents in 12 days. So pretty good move there on the old Aave. Not bad. And giving a longer time context, you can kind of see where we have been. So that's pretty much it on the markets. Let's quickly go, shall we, to Pulse Coin List and have a look at some of the forked copies. It's a little bit better to look out over here. And we can see top gainers, Aave, PDI, Atropa, all on the move here. So those are kind of the play. Fair Greed, they got this Fair Greed, it's 55% at the moment, so kind of in the middle. Altcoin season, we're still in Bitcoin season here. So kind of cool. Some cool little charts there. But let's have a look what's really been moving. Obviously, PDI. Let's have a look here. So yeah, Wrap Bitcoin. Look at that, 56% for the week. That's $700 right now. So let's have a quick look at that. $700. And actually a little bit of a sell-off too. So this is the 15-minute chart. But let's go to the daily chart, shall we? And we'll go full screen on this and wait for that to reset. How am I doing for time? Because I might be getting carried away. Hour 22. I'm way beyond my normal time, hour and 15. But hey, it's just the way it goes. We've got green candles. We've got bullish news. The big, beautiful bill, or the one big, beautiful bill, has been passed. It's going to Trump's desk. That's going to be bullish. So up 132% in 10 days. Looking like Aave chart, right, is the old Wrap Bitcoin. And yeah, I hope this gets included in the Better Bank modified Aave fork. I'm not sure if Nikki is watching, but we're going to try and get him on the show. But that is looking pretty good there on the old Wrap Bitcoin too. So some fork coins doing pretty well. Me love a fork of coins. So PDI there sitting just below 5,500th of a penny. We got Wrap Bitcoin there getting repriced at $701. What else has been on the move here? Atropa, of course, up 66% for the week, 16% today at just under 14 cents. What else there? USDC. So USDC is on the move, and these are the other. So other than PDI, you got USDC and you got USD Tether, both the forks, and they're on the move as well. And they're cheaper to get into. Obviously, of course, they lag behind the PDI and ratio, but they're sitting, around 2,900 a penny each, up about 60%. So those are, alternatives. What else is doing pretty well here? Aave token up 66%, 31 cents. What else there? Jump through some of these. We've already gone through quite a few of these tokens. Just looking for some of the more popular forks. related to some of the protocols. Let me just scroll down a bit further. We got Pax Dollar on the move, right? Pax Dollar, 33%. 00037. There's been a little mover there as well. Let's scroll down. We're still growing top 60. Let's scroll down a bit further. We've got XUSD, though. It's not a fork coin, but from the XUSD team. It's the one that shut down PDI Maker, right? With the old, what is it called? What do you call a formula when you do it? Magic formula? No, a spell. With a spell, yeah, they did that. 22.7%, though, up this week. We'll see what else is moving on the fork coins. I was trying to find some of the fork coins here. We got Pulse Die. Pulse Die, I'm not sure that's what the background of that one is, but that's up 58%. Let's see here. We got Pulse Maker, 388%. That's a pretty mad move there, $33. Pretty awesome, eh? We got so some more forks one here. RETH, up 70% for the week. So these are all on the move. The old Rocket Pool. Now, interesting thing about Rocket Pool is, of course, it's the biggest protocol on Ethereum, right? It's got 9 million ETH staked on it. So it'll be interesting to see what happens in that space. But definitely a massive re-rate, 70% there. What else? We're scrolling down a few more here. Let's see, scrolling down. I had a little pause in my mind there. We've been talking about P-Coin. That was in the monster thread this week. That's up 111% for the week. Pretty awesome. So big shout out to P-Coin community there. Not a fork coin, of course, but a recent coin, a meme coin. So doing pretty well. What else there? Matrix Die, up 85%. Not bad. I'm mad. ARC. I'm not too sure about ARC, but that's up 100%. There we are. So that is pretty much it. So lots of movers actually on Pulse Chain up last week that would have made some pretty nice gains. So pretty cool, and particularly a lot of the forks on the move with PDI leading the way. All right, so that's pretty much it. We're an hour and 26 minutes. I've talked far too long, but man, what a show it has been. You can't do much better than that, right? The big, beautiful tax bill has got passed. We're going to get Trump to sign that within the next 24 hours. He's at a big rally at the moment. So having fun time there. And then, of course, we're going to get onto trade deals. So we've got the big bill, the 4th of July celebrations, entering the 250 year of America. And then, of course, we're going to have Richard Hart getting free, and, of course, Pulse Chain PulseX on the 7th, right? So the 7th's coming up only a couple of days later, and that's going to be huge. Will we see a God mode candle? That'd be interesting. Or, what will happen? I don't know. We get a big rally on that. That's pretty exciting. And, of course, then on the 9th, we've got all the big tariffs, and so on, as I mentioned earlier. So bring it on. Altcoin, the second half of the year is going to be absolutely hyper bullish. Bring on the banana part of the curve. That's all we can say. We're going to bring it into our final video. We'll leave it with Raoul Paul with his awesome video because I think the banana is getting pretty close to the altcoin season. We're getting closer and closer. There is the bullish news. It's just a lineup of great news. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Don't forget to subscribe on YouTube. Smash the follow button on X. We're heading towards 1,000 followers. As you guys know, my other account, which was decent size, got pulled down for no good reason. So we're rebuilding. So your follow really helps a lot. And of course, if you want to join Strategy Club, links in the video description. Only $35 a month. You get the best of everything from the largest, probably the only relatively large streamer in the Pulse Chain community doing daily shows and have been doing for years. So join up today. All right. Should we play out the video? All right. Take care and enjoy the day. It's awesome. Everything's in the right direction. We've got all these stable coins coming back. It's going to be good. Bring it on. God mode candle on the 7th. Fingers crossed. All right. Take care. And I'll catch you guys in the next show. And Hex Freedom says it's the best there. Always appreciate your work. Hey, thank you very much, Hex Freedom. Appreciate that too. All right. Let's play out the final video. Bye for now.
Not a mystery. It is a repeat of the debt cycle. They are rolling the debts. They are doing the same thing. Each cycle is not to do with a halving cycle, nothing to do with any of that. It's all driven by liquidity cycle and funding of debts. Each phase, we get phase 1 of the banana zone, banana number 1. The corrective zone, banana number 2 comes. Another correction, banana number 3. So this is the banana zone. So that's what happened in 2020. 2021, Off we go. Sorry, that was 2017, which again looks very similar to this one. That was the last one. Here we are now. It can't be clearer to me. I've shown you the macro evidence, the technical evidence, the sentiment evidence. Everything here suggests to me that hold on to your hats, don't fuck this up, don't lose control of your tokens, don't use leverage, don't get your wallet hacked, just sit with it, be careful, don't get FOMO, do all of the right things, and we'll go up to the next phase of correction zone. That's going to be harder, because the next one that happens, we'll have a 35% drop, and you'll all say, is it over? And you'll definitely be sure it's over, and everybody on Twitter will tell you it's over, and it won't be over. By our work, we suggest that because of the elongation of the business cycle, because rates were higher for longer, the forward-looking liquidity suggests that, again, probabilistically speaking, without any guarantees, this whole thing goes into Q1, maybe Q2 of 2026, which would align with Trump's, trying to win the midterms as well. So everything's lined up for us. I think it started. So keep the faith, keep building stuff, and let's keep driving Siri forward with all of this. Thank you.
You could get a God candle at any moment. You could get a giant green candle at any moment, because it's easier to get them, because it takes less economic energy, because there's less of it for sale.